All right. Hello, all.
Hello, friends.
Everyone.
We made it. Yay.
Hi, Jimmy's mom. Okay, no.
We are back on our D&D 5e campaign. I can talk today. This is going to go super great.
It's a good thing we're doing something that is like 99% talking.
Exactly. Well, the nice thing of this is that it's like a lot of it is you talking, so I don't have to talk as much.
True.
Um, we're all here. You
Usually
can
it's the
just see
other way
us, but
around.
yeah.
Because you play the main characters.
Exactly. Like this is turnabout is fair play or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, we are all here, even though there's only two of us on camera. Mana is here, we promise. We looked like sports
Um,
announcers. I love that.
Sports
And
newscasters,
the
yeah.
dude hit the ball, and then he
I'm,
hit
just,
it again.
I'm so proud of you.
And then he hit it again.
I don't know what sport that's supposed to be, but good job.
I don't know. Hire me, ESPN.
ESPN sponsored. No, not sponsored.
Exactly.
Maybe.
Maybe could
God,
be.
if only.
Um,
If they pay.
I mean, look, ESPN, I think now has an e-gaming league, if I remember correctly. Like, not that I play video games well enough to be
To be
on
honest,
one,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
as pretty much anyone who has ever watched our streams can attest to. But there's a chance.
Yes.
The chance, yeah.
Exactly. Lemur, you want to do the first introduction since you are GM, and then we'll go around the table and introduce ourselves.
Yes. Yes, welcome back aboard the Siren, everybody. We are hopefully going to get to some good stuff tonight. Yeah, this was a snowball fight, so we really shouldn't be hitting the ball.
What sport is that?
It's a wild strategy, y'all. Let's see how it pays off.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll get into more specifics, but last stream we met our character. We did some boring business stuff, and then met our characters. And I'm still like distracted. I added these horns to my headset, and I'm going to be distracted by that for a little bit, but
At
that's
first I
okay.
was like, wait, are we doing opera today? I legit thought we were doing opera.
I'm putting together an outfit to go to Super Nintendo World, and I would like guesses as for to who this is.
Bowser.
Yeah,
It was a very hard question.
a really hard
Bowser.
question. I'm gonna dress like Bowser and go to
That's
Super Mario World. I'm very
awesome.
excited about it.
Damn, I wish that were me. Damn.
Anyway, I'm very distracted by my own head tonight. So, uh, yeah. I don't really have any rule or point of order before we get story wise. Um, I need to remember to ask you guys to actually send me your character sheets after.
Okay.
You don't need to do it right now, but I need it for reference, and I completely forgot to ask you. And anyway, I'm mostly voicing that to see if maybe chat will help me remember at the end of stream to ask you.
I'll just send you
Right.
mine right now because I can take
Okay.
a picture of it.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, if you can right now, you don't have to. But if you can right now, that would be great.
I assume you just need the stats.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go.
I've got all the other deets about y'all.
I've got some notes on mine because that's what I was taking notes on.
That's fine.
But
Yeah, that's for you. It's just more so like if I for point of order.
you can see how badly I spelled some of these characters' names despite being the spelling champion.
It's okay.
Being this
They're weird fantasy space names. So
fantasy
I will
spelling bee.
There we go.
and also as a reminder, they are on Twitter. There is the full crew picture and list. I definitely just there we go. I stopped moving for a second. Oh, thank you. So you have been provided with a full picture roster of the crew with their names and the passengers. You have all of their pictures with the names that you have learned. I will give you guys spelling since I don't necessarily. I would definitely recommend having that, just so that way I don't have to. Wow, I keep freezing on the best faces, at least in my view. So I think that's all my point of order. That stuff is on our Twitter.
Yep.
So just, open another tab and have that as a reference to, I will make sure to clarify who is talking and when, but then that will help you remember what they look like. So I don't have to go through all of that again. Because I think I described every single character last time, and that was a lot. Yeah, do you guys have anything point of order wise?
Not really. We can do character introductions. The only thing I did want to say, I just retweeted our the cast. So that should be at the top of our page if you follow us. And if you don't follow us, why not?
Yeah. Am I frozen for you guys or just for me?
You are frozen for me.
Okay, now I caught up. Wow. This is gonna be a fun game all night. And definitely won't be even more distracting. All right. So yeah, if you guys could introduce yourselves and reintroduce us to your character.
Mana, you want to go first since I usually go first on like everything else? We'll do opposite order tonight.
Okay. I'm just like reading the smudged thing on the palm of my hand.
My name is.
I have amnesia. No, for real. My character's name is Kaz. He is age 19. He did learn to read. His name's not Jared. He is the son of a military captain who has gotten amnesia and is in an accident while trying to save his father. Sadly, the dad passed away in the explosion. Kaz also got hit by the explosion, and it was so severe he got amnesia. He doesn't remember his last name, but one day, while recovering in the hospital, he got a mysterious letter that told him to board this mysterious ship if he wants all the answers that he's looking for. Very ominous, very mysterious. So it's like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Woo!
Because I literally have amnesia. Anyway, yeah.
Neat. And I'm Kelson. I play Violet. And somewhat of Sir His Royal Highness Theodore Barrington. Lemur plays
Love
the
that.
other half. I am a 10-year-old girl, and I am a spelling bee champion on my planet. And now I'm traveling on my own with my bear to go take place in the interplanetary spelling bee. And yeah, I have a bear. Fuck you. Oh, Lemur disappeared. Come back. There you are. Oh
You
no.
get the coolest character because you have a bear.
I know. I still can't believe Lemur let me have her. Have him. Have him. Yes. I know what pronouns are.
It's okay.
Lemur.
The best bear we've ever had.
I can see you talking, but I can't hear you. Yes, really.
Oh,
Yay, you're back.
I swear to God, it's fine. Yeah, you have not made me regret it yet, so I'm looking forward to when you
Yet.
Yet. Oh, believe me. She let me have a couple of things that I was very surprised she let me have. And I don't know if she's anticipating the chaos or if she's underestimated me, and I'm hoping it's the second.
Only time will tell.
So you want to do the recap, or would you like me to?
Would you like to read what chat has written, and then I will bring us back into the scene.
You bet. All right, so our characters boarded the Siren for their respective goals of spelling bee and memory recovery. Others we met before and after happy hour include an old android, a changeling, a rat family, a frog lady, an elven man, and His Majesty. His Royal Highness, you were close. The captain...
HRH.
Yes, HRH. The captain introduced the chef and his gnome assistant, and she explained the schedule. Kaz approached Dusty, and Violet looked for the Dragonborn. Violet tried to make new friends for Kaz and picked Jeremy. And everything kind of went to shit after that. I remember trying to drink coffee.
Yes. I think there was just some, just general chatter.
Mm-hmm. I got that nat 20 trying to get Jeremy over there. That's about all I remember. My big triumph.
Yeah, that was very successful. All right. So we good? Everybody got some water, something to drink, ready to rock and roll?
A jug.
There you go. just gonna be a lot of talking, so I want to make sure everybody's good
I
to
got
go.
a jar of dirt. No, just
All right. So when we last left our mismatched group of heroes, they were getting called to dinner.
Mhm.
They had boarded the ship for their own reasons, as we previously discussed. They met a very interesting cast of crew and a very interesting cast, and some of the very interesting cast of passengers. So, you guys were meeting in the dining room.
Mhm.
So, don't really have to go anywhere at this point.
Woo!
Everybody else kind of settles into the chairs they were at before for dinner. So if you remember, if I'm remembering correctly, you guys were together and you were seated with the Brisby family,
Mhm.
the family of Ratkin. I believe those were the only characters you were. No, you were making friends with Evie.
and the
Um,
dragon.
so
Dragon family.
you are at a table that is somehow set for 7. It's you're at the biggest table.
I mean, I do have a bear. I feel like that I should get that.
8. I'm so sorry. I apologize
How
to
dare
His
you?
Royal Highness. I forgot about him. Oh God. I apologize to him greatly. Our table set for 8.
Good.
So you kind of sit down. You're not sure exactly what the how the food is going to happen. So you're kind of everybody's just kind of sitting around and waiting presently. You can tell there's some people looking around, not like looking to see what someone else is going to do. You guys see the who Violet met last time. You see the tall turtle.
Oh, my turtle
Aldak.
friend.
Yes, the turtle, the very tall turtle man, who you witnessed smash a table in half, because that is how far he went to impress an 8-year-old, or 10-year-old.
10.
Excuse me.
Excuse you.
Right, vandalism. No.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see if he gets in trouble for that. Because as far as either of you know, nothing has happened regarding that. Kaz doesn't even know that happened, I don't think, unless you told him.
I mean, unless it came up in conversation.
It never came up. It's like, did you know that big turtle guy snapped a table in half?
Mhm.
Anyway.
Yeah, no. So that you did not disclose. So Aldak gets up from where he was seated a couple of tables over, and he goes and stands next to this island, or this counter that is, you can see against the wall. It looks like so you know, in like lunchrooms they have the that door that comes down. I can't use my hands because I keep freezing. It's just, so the door, that like metal door that comes down to block the window. So he's kind of standing there. So you're kind of getting the vibes that this is probably like a more of a buffet situation. So everyone kind of queues up in line. I would like, we're going to do this a little differently. I'm going to have you roll your D20. We're rolling for initiative to see who gets in line first.
All right. And shout out to Lemur, who actually gifted me dice. So I actually. All right.
5.
Do
I add anything to it?
Nope.
12.
All right, Violet gets in line first.
Woo! I win.
So what we're gonna do, similarly to when we were boarding, you guys are not going to end up in the same places in line. So we'll do a quick Violet through line, and then we'll do Kaz through line, because you will have different characters that are near you.
Okay.
That good?
Mm-hmm.
Do I need to roll for Theo, or does he just come with me?
He's just coming with
Okay.
you. He doesn't need his own initiative. I'm already going to talk to myself a lot. We don't need to add more. Yeah, roll to
Sounds
cut
like
line.
a typical Tuesday to me. Okay.
Wednesdays, am I right, guys? Sorry. I just realized that, like, maybe if Kels heard me, that would be the only person who got that Mandalorian joke. Anyway, so Violet, you stand up very quickly once you realize that there is a line, and you get right behind your best friend Aldak. And behind you, very short on your, or very close on your heels, is your new BFF Timmy,
Neat.
Ratkin boy. And I would assume you probably dragged Evie, the Dragonborn girl, along with you guys.
Yeah, I would say
So-
that's probably a good guess.
And to round out the characters that are in your immediate vicinity, you have got Evie's father, Kron.
Okay.
So those are the characters in your immediate vicinity. So if you really want a cue, it probably would be Aldak, you, and His Royal Highness, with Timmy, Evie, and then Kron.
Okay.
So would you, the window has not opened yet. Would you like to converse with anybody?
Yeah. I haven't talked with Aldak, I think, since I've gotten in here. I want to say hi again.
Okay.
Hi there.
He kind of, I assume that you're standing, where are you standing in relation to him? Are you like do you kind of move in front of him to see him, or are you behind him being like tapping on his shell?
I'd probably still be behind him, like tapping on him. I don't want to move too far away because I have a feeling Theo will stop me if I try to.
Yeah, like, excuse me, young lady. Also, as a sidebar, I was kind of thinking for him, I'm probably just going to speak lines as like the vibe.
Okay.
Since you do believe that you can speak, that Violet can speak bear. So I will, like, he'll have lines, but just know in world he's growling.
Sounds good.
So he's making bear sounds. Anyway, so mostly so I can avoid doing that so much.
No Charlie Brown adult.
Now you can add that in your own head. So you are tapping on Aldak's shell, and he kind of he's standing pretty straight to begin with, but he kind of stands a little straighter, and you can see him kind of like turn, and you get like one of his big yellow eyes that can kind of see you, and he slowly turns around to face you. And he kind of like leans down with his hands, his claws on his thighs, kind of, or well, I guess he's got kind of that. I don't know. I don't know turtle anatomy, so we're going with human anatomy. So he's kind of leaning down with his hands on his thighs. He doesn't need to lean down this much, but he's got his face pretty close to you. Like,
Hi.
hello, friend.
What are you? Is this where we're supposed to stand?
Right you are, dearie. Is this your first time on a ship?
Is it
Well,
yours?
yes. Oh no. I've been on many a trip like this. But you are very smart to just follow the leader on this one, as they say.
Do they have dessert?
Well, naturally, what would be the point if they didn't?
Exactly. That's what I keep saying, but Mom says no. See? Theo, he agrees.
And so Theo kind of like looks at the turtle. He's just like, you can kind of see his shoulders like slump a little bit, like, God damn it. Like, why you gotta tell her this shit? Like,
I love the bear subtitles, but out loud.
Yeah.
He's kind of getting this like, oh God, I'm gonna get in so much trouble when we get home. Shit. And he kind of just huffs to himself, and out of the corner, like, you can kind of see a little bit of an eye roll. You, in your interaction with Kaldak, I think, Aldak. I got his name is Aldak Kel, which is like personal hell for me. I don't know why I did this to myself. Aldak.
For
I think you
Affleck, and I'm
introduced
like,
him
yeah.
to His Royal Highness, right?
Of
Okay.
course.
Um, you said that this young fellow, and he gestures with a claw over to Theo,
Hmm.
that it was royalty. Yes,
Hmm.
that's what you said to me earlier.
Yeah,
Hmm.
he's the royal prince of the Bear Kingdom. Do you know where
Yes.
the Bear Kingdom is?
I don't think I do.
Hmm.
Maybe I'll find it on my next adventure, and I'll let you know.
Yay! Thank you. See, Theo? He'll tell me.
I just side eyes you like fucking
Theo needs a vacation.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, Fleck. Yeah, now I'm gonna do that to myself. Thank you, cat.
uh.
Um, do you so do you have anything else that you want to he's kind of just standing there like looking at you. He's just thinking to himself now.
You know what I want to do? I want to introduce Evie to him because I don't think
Okay.
she was there when we saw him break the table.
Correct. Yeah, it was just you and the frisbees.
Cool. I want to like grab her hands and like drag her over and go, Evie, look, this is my friend Affleck. You're welcome.
And now it's a running joke.
Curses. Um Evie, so as you grab her arm, she kind of like flinches and squeaks, because you've definitely alarmed her. You find that in dragging her,
Mhm.
she's a little bit heavier than you expected.
Yeah, that's fair.
Being a dragonborn at her age, she has roughly the strength of like an average human man.
Wow. Okay.
So like she's not heavy,
Mhm.
but like she's a very strong girl. So she was a little bit heavier than you were initially attempting. I would like you to roll here. Let me decide what
Yep.
roll I would like for you to do here. Oh my god, hold on. This is also why I needed a character sheet. I would like for you to roll for hmm. So you're yanking her. I'm gonna have you roll for athletics.
Okay. I have no modifiers. This is a straight up and down. A 5. I don't get very far.
All right. So what you do as you yank her
Mhm.
is she gets tripped on her own feet.
Oh no! I'm so
She did
sorry.
not. She did not roll high enough to recover. So she kind of stumbles a little bit. Aldak kind of more quickly than you've ever seen, probably since you watched him smash that table in half.
Mhm.
So about that quick, he reaches out and he grabs her. To which that is when you say, Evie,
Oh,
this is
yeah.
Affleck.
This is Affleck. This is Affleck. Hooray for audience participation.
So she's kind of just staring up at him because he's kind of got his claws on her back
Mhm.
to support her. He's kind of got him arranged, and his hands are big enough that her head, like the back of her head, is kind of resting more towards like the base of the palm here, and his claws kind of go down her back. To support, or like down her neck and to her shoulders, so he didn't like grab her by her head.
Right.
Like he's got a nice kind of pillow of hands to catch her.
What's her
So
dad doing during all of this?
it happened too fast for him to respond. And also, I'm already voicing two characters.
That's fair.
You.
You gave me a lot of characters to interact with.
Yeah, I know. We'll get there. We'll get there. So she's kind of sitting up there looking at him, and she goes, "Hi." And so he kind of he gently lifts her back to her feet. And from behind you, you just hear this very loud, and I promise I'm going to try really hard not to yell when I speak as him. Oh my god, that was the coolest thing I've ever seen!
Love Timmy.
Timmy.
I know, right? It was so cool. Evie, we saw him break a table earlier. It was so fast and like so strong. Like,
And Timmy is just like violently nodding his head. Like, yes, this is like this. Like, she is telling the gospel truth. Is like how much is the vibes you're getting off of him. Like, and she kind of just her eyes get wide. Because after, when she got stood up, she's looking straight at you, and she kind of looks at Aldak and goes, is that true, Mr. Affleck? Did you I hate you guys. Is that right? He kind of looks down and he chuckles, resigning himself to his new name, and goes, why, yes, dear heart, I would recommend you not tell anyone else. And he looks specifically at you, Violet.
okay. To be
While they
fair,
are
I
bored.
wasn't the one who mentioned it, I think. No, never mind. Was I or was Timmy?
You said
Quite
it.
honestly, we are kind of
Same brain cell.
Yeah, same
I'm
brain
pretty-
cell at the moment.
Yeah, you introduced the idea, and Timmy very much was like, yeah, she's right.
Look, he's
Yes.
my world's greatest fan.
Yeah. Timmy will be your best friend to the end.
Perfect. My ride or die.
So she kind of, so she's like, is that right? And he's like, yes, that was me. Don't tell anybody. And Timmy looks at him and kind of now a little intimidated whispers, Mr. Affleck, are you a monk or something? And he kind of there's this kind of back and forth beginning of like, what.
Oh no. Lemur, come back. What are they saying? Lemur! Lemur, come back.
My voice at least here?
Nope. Oh, there you're back.
Hello.
Hi.
Christ. I don't know what. Anyway. So they were talking. Like this back and forth of Aldak trying very hard to be aloof and Timmy just being like wanting to know like
Everything.
Everything. So do you want to engage in that conversation, or would you like to try to take it over?
No, I'll engage in that conversation. I think that might be interesting to talk about. So I think I'm going to ask Timmy, like, what's a monk?
Can you at least? Oh God,
there you are.
My connection is so bad, y'all. I'm so sorry. Hello. Timmy kind of pauses because he wasn't entirely expecting, to have to personally identify anything. He was just like, like, you don't know what a monk is, kind of vibe. But he's
those are fighting words.
I've heard they're really monks are like how. He kind of looks at Aldak for a second, and Aldak's just like, I'm ready to hear what the hell this child is about to say. And he kind of, they're really good at fighting, and some of them can do magic, and they protect people, and they're just really cool. They're like ninjas, but better.
Oh, that's so cool.
I think it might explain the table thing.
Yeah, I can see that actually. So, Mr. Affleck, how many tables have you broken? If I don't make you cry from laughter,
I'm not number of tables.
Well, dear, I don't think I have been keeping track. I would say if you need a number, I think you seem like the type that needs a number. At least 10.
Oh, that's so many. That's a table for how many years I am.
Oh, I am table years old.
I am table years old.
Years old. And this the resounding like, oh my God, Like, between Evie and Timmy are very much like, just like that is the coolest man I've ever met. And Evie kind of pipes up, like, have you ever had to fight anybody before? And Aldak, kind of, his face gets a little solemn, kind of realizing, he's talking to a bunch of children, and maybe bragging about his war conquests is not the thing to do.
War crimes is
No,
not the
that's the
vibe for
perfect thing to
children.
talk about with. No, just kidding.
So he kind of like straightens back up
He's
a little
not a
bit.
grunkle Stan. It's okay.
Yeah, he's catching on that maybe like these kids really like me, so maybe I shouldn't just maybe I shouldn't get them to do bad things. And also I'm going to be on a ship with them for
Yeah,
the
that's
next
fair.
couple of days. Like, maybe I don't want them to fuck around and find out. Um, so he kind of like leans back, and he looks at her and he says, "Only when I had to, young lady. Only when I had to.
Well,
For learning when to fight is the most important, or is the second most important thing." And Timmy's like, "What's the first?" Sorry.
love me some Timmy.
Too. What's the first thing that you need to know? And he says, "Well, dear boy, that is when not to fight."
Oh,
He kind of looks very proud of himself.
that's like
So wise.
that's like one of those things from the storybooks. Like, Mister, do you have a story written about you?
I'm sure there are many tales of the adventures I have been on, both from friends and foes. Whether or not anything has been published, I have not seen a check for. So,
Will you tell us one?
well, certainly. And then
Oh my
as he kind of straightens up and he like lifts his claw, the metal grate for the food pipes up. And he kind of turns around and he looks and he says, "Well, another time, dearie." And you proceed through the food line to get your food.
I'm gonna like get that turtle to tell me a bedtime story.
So you get your food.
All dessert.
Yeah, just all dessert.
All dessert.
You go straight through the line. You can kind of. I would like you to roll for perception really quick.
Okay. Nine.
Oh, all of a sudden you're in a different area. There we go. It scared me. So you can kind of see like Aldak keeping an eye on you, and kind of snickering to himself. And yeah, that's about it. And he doesn't stop you. He's like,
Woo!
"Whatever, man."
Good.
Nobody. There's
He's my bro.
Behind on the other side of the food is Grimgrob, who we met earlier, previously, not earlier in the story.
Mhm.
And further back in the kitchen, you can see Galen the cook. So Grimgrob is kind of like running back and forth, pushing things forward as people take plates of stuff. So she's really not paying attention to you either. Theo, on the other hand, is walking beside you, and he's kind of how tall is he in comparison to you? Do you have that picture in your head?
I mean, quite a bit. Like, are you talking on all four legs, or if he stands up on two legs?
All four. So he's gonna standard walk around on all four.
I think he would be. I'd be a little bit taller than him, but not by much.
Okay, so he's got the same sight range as you.
Pretty close.
Okay. So he's kind of, without much looking, he's kind of just watching you and like side-eyeing you of like, "Girl, you are never getting to bed tonight." And that's gonna be a me problem, and I'm not looking forward to it. He kind of looks around and sniffs, and he did, however, before before you fully leave the food area, he can smell this small kind of oblong cake And there's like some meat on top of it, and he kind of sniffs at it and he kind of gestures like, "Hey, I want that."
I'll get one. I'll get 2 for him.
He kind of just the bear equivalent of like, "Yes." And
Rawr.
you and Evie and Timmy and Kron, because they're all sitting at your table. God bless me. Are-
You let me make friends. I can't.
yeah, and I did this to myself. It's fine. So the 4 of you go back to your table, and we shall pause.
That's good.
So, Kaz, the people are starting to get up. You watch as Violet and the other kids, who you kind of remember their names at this point, because maybe you remember Timmy. I don't think you met Evie. If you did, I don't remember.
It wasn't for very long because I think I dragged her away to try to
Yeah.
steal coffee at that point.
Yeah. No. So, Kaz, you're kind of left in the dust by those children. Mrs. Brisby, so the mom, is she kind of turned, and she is now talking to the frog woman. You can kind of like, so, but you don't really like it. You don't hear their conversation, but so you and Jeremy walk up together to the line. Excuse me. In front of you is the tall blonde elven woman, and behind you is a like a about your height, Kaz, the changeling man, who's got a big mustache. Ron Swanson mustache.
Oh, a thick mustache. Okay.
Yes.
So
So
the-
I gave myself 1 less, 2 less characters here. No, I get that's right, because yeah, you only came with 1 friend.
Hmm.
So would you what would you like to do here? So like I said, you've got the elven woman in front of you. You're standing next to Jeremy, and behind you is the changeling man, who I need to double check if you know what his name is before I just say it.
I don't think
No,
I met
you
the
have not met him.
changeling man.
I don't
I
know
don't
why
think
I'm
you-
out of my seat. There I go.
You have not met either of them, so you don't know either of
Right.
their names. You only know Jeremy at this point.
Dr. Eggman mustache. Anyway. I love that. I'm gonna call him Dr. Eggman. No. I guess I will lean into Jeremy since he seems to be the only person I kind of know, and be like, I'll casually ask if this is his first time in a ship like this, like, and does he know anybody here? Like,
Okay,
like, does he know anyone here, or is this like a new experience for him? You know what I mean?
gotcha. So to the question of if he has done this before, Jeremy kind of shrugs and kind of like scratches his little snoot. And he goes, "Yeah, well, me and Mom and Timmy do these trips a lot. We have family on wherever. Oh my God, my notes are a mess. We've got family on Ira Major, so we do this trip a lot. So yeah, I've been on. I don't think I've been on this ship before." And he kind of looks around again, but I've done a lot of these trips. It's really not that bad.
Hmm. Do you know? I'm looking around. Like, since you have been on these trips before, do you recognize any of the people here, or is it always different people like
Well,
that you've had experience with?
he kind of looks around. I mean, besides my mom and brother, um, and he looks around, and further back in the line there is the black dark skin, so the dark skinned human woman, who has very nice purple cornrows pulled into a bun. They look really pink in her picture, but I had in my brain they're purple. And he kind of is like, "Well, I've seen her before. Um, like I said, I think that's about it. Like she must travel a lot too with family. But I mean everybody else, like there's a lot of ships in the galaxy, man. I don't know.
Mm. I was hoping I could get a couple more people in my arsenal to look at. All right.
Is
I
that
do
you
have a
talking to
question though.
yourself or out loud?
I've never seen a person like that before. And he's pointing at the changeling.
Oh, behind. So he's kind of
Yeah,
like,
behind me.
like
So just like kind of nudging my head. It's like,
mhm.
do you know what species they are?
He's a changeling.
What's a
Kind of look,
changeling?
yeah, he kind of just looks at you like that should have explained all of it. And he's like, "Have you not gotten out much, man?"
Like I said, I lost my memory, so I'm going
Oh,
to be very honest. I do not know a lot.
oh man, that's rough. That really sucks, dude. Um, well, so changelings in their, when they're not changing are blue. And he kind of
Hmm.
probably a little bit more blazing than he should when he's talking about somebody who's not a part of the conversation. He kind of points like aggressively. Um,
Teenagers.
probably enough so that the
Teenagers.
guy behind you has an idea of what
Oh,
you're talking about.
oh shit. He knows
If
we
he
talking
didn't
about him and
before,
spilling that tea.
if he didn't before, he probably is gonna
He's
get
figured
out.
it out.
Yeah, he kind of
Damn.
standing
We're
there.
so
He's
discreet.
minding his own business.
Mm.
Yeah, so it's just, like when they're not, that's what they look like when they're not changing, but like, they can shapeshift and shit.
Isn't that a little scary? How do you know what their true form looks like? Or, well, if that's even them.
I guess you
Hmm.
don't.
I'll have to look out for that one.
I mean, that seems, you just gotta have trust in people, man.
It's a little bit hard for me to trust anybody at this point, but I guess I'll try.
Yeah, I guess. And he kind of like runs the tongue over his big buck teeth, like, yeah, I guess.
Hmm. It
So do
is
you
a
guys?
very nice ship, though. It's very spacious. Like I said, I've never been to this planet you're talking about, but since you've been there a couple of times, what is it like?
Uh, I mean, the Ratkin Village is nice. It's really pretty much the only place we go because I got, we don't have a lot, so like most of the money goes into getting us planet to planet, and then we don't really have trips to go sightseeing and stuff. But the Rat Kid Village, that's on the Northern Peninsula, is really nice.
So, what's the environment like? Is it snowy? Is it a desert? Like, can you tell me a little bit about your village? Like,
Oh yeah, sure. Um, you ever been to like? I guess you wouldn't know, huh? I was about to ask you if you've ever been camping. I was fucking yeah.
uh,
You're hot. This is hmm. And he kind of like puts his claws on his face, like I don't know how to explain anything to somebody who has no idea what anything is. Um, it's got real big trees,
okay.
and it's really shady. But then like we've got like really big patches of land for farming. Do you know what farming is?
Yeah, I remember farming. That
Okay,
I do
good.
remember.
So that's where we grow food, which I assume you remember what food is.
Yes, I am eating some at the moment. Yes.
Okay. I mean, you gotta. He's kind of like chuckling to himself, like he's very amused by his questions to you. Um. So yeah, it's like a big forest, at least where the Ratkin village is. Um. But there's like big oceans. That's like so oceans are like this big body of water. Um like real big.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's got lakes, which are like small oceans.
Small oceans. Okay.
And
So I'm
It's
guessing
just a lot of
is
water. It's fine.
it's a lot of water.
he's
I'm
kind of now
guessing.
spiraling into telling you about all different bodies of water and how they're like to the ocean. So he's spiraling a little bit, trying to fully describe this planet to you.
And a lake is like a giant bathtub.
And
It's a
a
puddle, but
river is a
bigger.
skinny ocean. And a stream is a really tiny river.
Mhm.
And yeah, I guess we get snow and stuff. I mean, there's seasons, so like sometimes it's hot and sometimes it's not.
But you have a lot of family there. That must be really nice.
Yeah, I mean, we are rats. We we tend to have big families.
Wow, that I mean, I didn't assume anything, but
I mean, he said
but
it,
I think
so
it's nice. Honestly, I think it's nice that you do have a nice family to go back to. You know what?
I mean, do
It's a
you have a night? Ooh. Oh shit, man, I'm so sorry.
It's fine.
Anyway, so is your hair naturally like that? Deflecting.
Right. Yeah, you can say I'm a natural green, I guess.
Oh,
I don't
that's
know what
cool.
that is. But yeah, like I said, I've been mostly raised in a military family is all I can remember. Everything's patchy for me. So it it's a little difficult, but I think, you know, finding comfort in talking to somebody, who has a nice little family, it's a little comforting for me. So thank you for sharing that.
Well, that's a. I appreciate that's a lot of emotion, man. I just met you like 10 minutes ago, and like, I guess it's nice. I've never really thought about it before because my family is like the smallest of our family. Like my because it's just me and my dad and my mom and my little brother. Well, I guess it's really just me and my mom and brother, but everybody else in our family has way more than two kids. So I guess it is nice at least having them.
When I was in the hospital, I remember very vaguely. You remind me of somebody. There was a movie that used to play for some reason over and over again. I do not know why. But this kid from Home Alone. I I don't know why, but you remind me of that child in a strange kind way. Yes.
Fantasy Space Home Alone.
Yes, fantasy space Home Alone.
Ah.
You said that like the kid from Home Alone?
Yeah.
I don't know if I've seen that movie.
His name is Kevin. Space Kevin.
Kevin.
Sorry.
He's still played by Macaulay Culkin. It's fine.
Yeah.
Space Carry and Space Mark.
And he goes, yeah, cool, I guess. I mean, I don't know if I've seen that. I don't think I've seen that movie.
I think you should. I think you would relate very much.
Well, if you remember the name of that movie, was it the Home Alone movie, or is that the movie you're talking about?
Yeah. Like I said, I don't know why, but they would play it over and over again. That's all I remember.
He kind of just he whips out his data pad and is looking up. He's now typing in Home Alone, and he's now looking at it, and he's like, "All right, well,
It's an
I guess."
iPad kid. No,
He puts it on. He adds it to his list on whatever space streaming service.
Space Netflix.
I just have to ask, were you in the hospital or were you in hell? Like, To only have one movie on repeat, like
No, like there would be like several, but like that's one of them. Space Macaulay Culkin, it's fine. No question.
So at that point, as you guys are kind of just chilling, you hear the grate go up for the food, and the line starts moving. There are still plenty of food, plenty of options as um, you went when you get up to there. Grimgrab is still kind of running around. She's not particularly paying attention. You're far enough back in line that Galen, the cook, is no longer really like prepping anything. He's kind of sorting through and straightening up things in the back of the kitchen. So do you just move through, get your food, and go back to your table?
Yeah, we're gonna just get our food. Because he's starving. It's been a while since he ate properly. Everything was
So
IVs. Anyway.
so you get a big old. You didn't even stop for food between the hospital and getting on this dang ship.
No, it was an emergency.
Good lord! All right. So this boy needs to learn how to take care of himself. So I assume then you have a very full tray of food, and you and Jeremy walk back. And at the table there, I will let Violet describe how you and Theo are eating in the moment, but Timmy is kind of shoveling food into his mouth, and Kron, who's sitting on the opposite end of the table with a seat, or there's a couple, all the empty seats are near him. There's a space, there's 3 chairs left. 2 would be for the 2 of you, and then Mrs. Brisby is still in line. So he's kind of sitting across the table, and you can just see him like watching Timmy eat, just in complete horror. And Evie's just, and he's just kind of like, like cutting his steak and like just keeps going, even though it's like all the way cut, and he's just like, what the fuck? And Evie is kind of watching him in awe, like, you can do that? Like looking between her dad and Timmy. And Violet, how are you and Theo doing right now?
I mean, I think that we're both like, my mother taught me to be a polite lady, so I am eating my pudding cups or whatever is dessert, very dignified. I might be on the 3rd one at this point and have absolutely like nothing else on my tray, but
I kind of want to describe the picture I have in my head, because I have a feeling that you wouldn't make Theo eat off of the floor.
Of course not.
So though he is not in a chair, he's got his butt planted on the ground, and he's kind of like he's sitting up, and he occasionally will like lift a paw to like and like move stuff, but there's a space that you have made for him between you and Timmy, and he's got a little like place setting that you set up for him, and it's very nice and dignified. There's a little like cup of like beverage that is really for you, that is in front of him, so he looks like a proper gentleman. And he, very similarly to how you were eating, is just kind of just gently eating. He's not in stark contrast to the animal child next to him. So the open available seats, there is, so on your other side, Violet, so imagine that we got a round table, essentially. So we've got, with His Royal Highness as a base, we've got Timmy, and then we've got the 3 open chairs. There's Kron, the Dragonborn, who you both told me looked like a DILF the second I sent you a picture of him.
Oh my god, I forgot.
I'd like to point out I am too young to romance him.
You are. He will not go for that.
Anyway.
So there's Kron, there's Evie, Violet, and then His Royal Highness. So you can choose to sit. I'm gonna let Kaz decide. You're gonna either sit in the middle with no one, and then Jeremy will find a seat on either side of you. Most likely, probably not next to his brother. Or you could
I
sit
love
next to
how
Kron.
that's the condition, not next to it.
Do you really think an older sibling would sit next to that on purpose?
Nah. I'm
As an
surprised he
older
doesn't
sibling.
sit at a different table.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna be all cool kids. It's like,
So where do you want to? Do you want to sit next to Timmy, in the middle, or next to Kron?
I guess I'll go next to Kron. He seems dependable.
Okay, so you sit down next to Kron, and then on the other side of you, sitting in that middle seat, is Jeremy.
Whee! Not Kevin.
Not Kevin.
Hashtag not Kevin.
Hashtag not Kevin. So Jeremy kind of just sits down in a sigh and kind of looks over at his brother, and he just starts like politely eating like everyone else at the table.
I'm glad you don't.
What would you guys like to do from here? Any quick chit chat? Or what, sitting silently to yourselves and eating?
I think, what's Evie eating? Just this is more curiosity. I don't know that I'll do anything with it, but
similarly to her dad, Evie has a particularly raw looking steak in front of her. There are a couple of small round cakes with little mounds of frosting, of the cupcake variety, on her plate. And there's not a vegetable in sight.
good.
Not a vegetable in sight.
No, I don't think I'll do anything. I think I'm just going to very politely sit there and eat like my mother has taught me next to Theo.
Kaz, are you going to do anything in particular?
Surprising twist of events. I don't eat the food first. I grab the ice cream first and start eating the ice cream because
treat yourself.
God, I haven't been able to eat ice cream in months. This is the greatest feeling of my life.
In the worst hospital.
Yeah. You kidding me? What hospital are you staying in? The most I remember is the Jello.
Yeah, the Jello is like he got sick and tired of the Jello. He's like, this is it.
But do you like red Jello or green Jello?
Oh God. Today it's blue. Okay.
I'm thinking about it. I have been fortunate that the most time I've ever spent in a hospital for me probably was when I was born.
I don't think they gave you ice cream then.
No,
I
doubt it. I
I
was thinking about it, and it's like I've never spent, knock on wood. I've never spent the night in the hospital since. So I don't know what hospitals are like, I guess.
I have.
So are you going to engage with anybody or just kind of
cry over your ice cream?
Cry over, yeah.
I'm an emo kid. All around me are familiar faces. I could ask, Jeremy, what is your favorite flavor of ice cream? I'm sorry. I assumed you eat ice cream. Do you? Sorry.
I mean, not to lay into the stereotype, but I'm a real big fan of dairy.
I see. So
should have asked him what cheese was his favorite.
And he goes, so he kind of thinks to himself, and he says, I think my favorite ice cream. I don't know. Like, there's so many good ones. I mean, I'm particularly fond of peanut butter ice cream, especially when it has the little it has nuts in it. I like the crunch.
Solid.
Is there cheese flavored ice cream in your planet?
I mean, yeah, if you want to get weird with it. I don't think I ever had cheese ice cream before. I'm sure I could ask my mom. She knows every recipe ever, so she might know. Cheese and corn ice cream.
That actually, I would try that. Call me crazy, but
Well, I know there's cheesecake
Mhm.
flavor, but I don't think it's the same thing.
I know corn ice cream exists. I've had that.
Yeah,
I'm sure I've had some sort of cheese ice cream.
I'm sure. Like there's that one restaurant I saw online that has like a cheese latte.
Ooh,
So I can
interesting.
imagine. Yeah, there has
that
to
sounds
be cheese
tasty.
everything. Yeah.
Before
I would try
long, we
that.
will have the flaming hot Cheetos ice cream.
Oh, I'm sure someone has tried making that.
I mean, they made ranch ice cream, so
Oh God! Wait!
that's
Oh!
real, y'all.
I'm
Oh,
You
sorry, I
didn't
don't
know.
agree with that one.
You haven't
That's
seen
where I
that
draw
on
the
the internet.
line.
Apparently, I'm in a very different place on the internet. than you.
That's where I draw the line. Okay. The weirdest flavor I've seen on Food Network was like pizza. Like, not gonna lie.
Like
Yeah,
pizza ice
just
cream?
pizza ice cream.
pizza. Like in New York.
Oh, okay, just like
Oh,
weird pizza.
No, it
Oh,
wasn't. No, it was literally ice cream
oh,
flavored like pizza.
oh,
interesting.
I know, New York. Anyway,
wild. So he tells you that he likes peanut butter ice cream.
you have
Do
very good
you
taste.
know what peanut butter is?
Yeah, that I do know.
Okay.
To be fair, you
He,
deserve that after asking him if cheese ice cream existed.
True, true, true. This this is a good moment. I needed more of this.
I am not sharing my ice cream, but thanks.
I mean,
Okay.
there's still. I mean, it's not like the kitchen's closed. So if you really were
Exactly.
still hungry, you could.
3
Do you
a.m. Let's go.
interact?
Oh boy, 3 a.m. No.
Do you interact with anybody else,
Hmm.
or just kind of sit and eat, or you have any other things you want to say to Jeremy?
I guess I'll ask. Have you ever have you ever been in a ship with the captain of this particular ship before?
Just pauses. The big orc lady.
Yeah, the big orc
Um,
lady.
I don't think so. I mean, a lot. You'd be surprised how many orcs are ship captains. But I think I'd remember her. You see those earrings? And he kind of like he goes like this to imitate
Bingo.
the big feather earrings that the captain was wearing at her at the crew introduction earlier. Like, God, that's cool. She's cool.
She seems reliable, independent. Hmm.
I
Rad.
mean,
I look forward to having a conversation with her.
oh, you're gonna. I don't remember if Jeremy was standing. I don't think Jeremy was there with you. We're gonna pretend he wasn't.
Yes.
Uh, you're gonna talk to her?
Yeah,
Like,
wouldn't you want to talk to your captain if you were in the ship with them?
I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could have a conversation with her.
Why not? We're all in this ship together. I don't see the difference.
I, I, mm, I just don't. I don't think I wouldn't have anything to say. You know.
Good morning. Good night.
Yeah, but like girls would think that's so
Whoa, you're worried about girls and what they think?
lame. Yeah, dude. Like, I'm fucking 16, man. Like, what else is there to think about?
Well, I don't think there's anything wrong with politely introducing yourself to the person whose life is, well, your life is in their hands. You know what I mean?
I don't know, man. You and I are on very different wavelengths here.
I'm sorry. I tend to take things quite seriously, probably because of my upbringing.
Like, yeah. Yeah, you definitely seem to have a lot more worries than I do. I mean, here I am, just it's getting very existential. Thank you for that. Here I am, only just thinking about like grades and girls and shit, and damn, dude. And then he kind of gets quiet, and that's very unfortunate. I'm so sorry. As his mother sits down next to him.
Oh no, she overheard
Hmm.
She kind of gives him a pointed look, and then she turns her head to me. And to which she says absolutely nothing. Timmy is probably halfway through whatever the fuck is on his plate. You can't tell anymore because it is now a mound of just food. And he politely sits up, kind of just
Seconds.
wipes his hands off and grabs the fork that his mother is now holding out to him.
Oh no, she found out.
So Jeremy gets a little quiet. And table goes back to normal now that Mrs. Brisby's here.
For the record, I think you could get a girlfriend pretty easily. You're nice.
I don't quite think his ears. We're gonna go with that. He kind of gets really quiet in his ears. They
Right.
were once a very nice pale kind of cream color, and now they are very red.
Yeah. I say the most outlandish things to this poor boy. I'm so sorry.
I want to lean over to Timmy and go, "What's wrong with your brother?"
He looks like a tomato.
And Timmy kind of just like looks at him. He goes, "I'll tell you later."
Okay.
And he just very quietly goes back to eating. It's a long list.
A long list.
He's regained his volume control now that his mother is here. So anyway, everyone kind of sits, just basic chitter chatter. You hear Mrs. Brisby and who introduces her. I can't remember if I told you guys her full actually, but she introduces herself to Kron as Lizzie. They kind of chit chat over the table since they're sitting opposites now. They both kind of occasionally look over at Theo and have both the vibe is very much they both just accepted that is the other adult at the table.
And he's sitting and eating so politely.
The big boy.
I would like for the two of you to roll your d20 for perception, please.
I apparently needed to add modifiers to perception. I feel like that's every roll that I fail.
16?
15.
Okay.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
I think the higher it is, the better. So
yes, the higher it is, the better. So as you both notice, there's a couple tables down is where. How can we open this in a new window? Just want to open this in a new window, please. No, okay, sorry. A couple tables down is where Aldak is seated. He is sitting there with the elven woman, and she's kind of across the table for him. Closer to him is the changeling man, and also at that table is the guy, and he's got the big helmet on. Kaz, I'm going to give you the memory of he kind of reminds you of a bounty hunter. You've heard about this class of mercenaries before. You're that's sparking things a little bit in your brain. So the four of them are sitting at the table. Kaz, you can see the elven woman and the faces of the elven woman and the changeling man. You can tell that she is just staring daggers at the armored man, and is not saying anything. And the changeling man is talking very happily and very animatedly to Aldak. Violet, you can see that Aldak is talking very animately and very excitedly back. And all you can see in the mask are the two, you can't see eyes. Mm-hmm. It's all very dark. And so you cannot tell where he is looking. But you can you're getting a little bit more of a sense of those characters and their interactions. At a table across the way, is the frog woman, the frog lady. She has got a barrel in the chair next to her. There's no one else seated, and she is just seated with her and her barrel. And she is just seated quietly, sipping some soup. And as you conversate, get to know, or not, get to know your fellow table mates. People start getting up. You remember that this is kind of a free time if you want. There really is no set, and there's a time when, like the captain said previously, there's times when things will be closed, but like, no one's making you go to bed, except for if you want that to affect your rolls.
What to do. No.
I would suggest going to bed. I will penalize you if you don't. I'm your mother.
Oh, okay.
Not gonna penalize me for only eating ice cream for the meal, but sleep.
I mean, honestly, I feel like that should give you like some bonuses and something, because it's gonna be a lot of sugar.
That is true.
So, I mean, we might.
Means I need to do some shit before I go to bed, is what I'm hearing. Which actually, you might hate me for this. Is anyone drinking like wine or anything?
Not at your table.
Oh, no.
Okay, the other tables, or like, is there a place where you could get wine?
The only person that has a glass that you identify, I won't make you roll for this. The only person that whose glass that you can identify is going to be alcohol is the elf woman.
Okay.
Everybody else kind of has your standard kind of like glass situation, where like hers is like fancy. So, based on previous experience watching adults, your best bet is that that's probably some sort of wine or alcohol.
And where is she sitting in relationship to Eldak?
Across the table. Or no. If they've got a big table like you've got, she and the it does not help me that I can see their names and I know you haven't met them yet. She and the bounty hunter are sitting across, kind of in the middle. On the other side, or one side, is where Aldec and the changeling man are sitting. So there's the big open table to you. I'd say, she's within. They could, if she wanted, and if they wanted, they can converse. So they're kind of close to each other, but not as packed as your table is.
Right.
There's definitely a few more people at your table than.
Okay, I'm gonna take a little bit of mercy on you and go over to Aldec, so that he can hopefully introduce us to the rest of those characters, so that you can start using names.
Well, hello, dear Violet. I assume you just walked.
Yeah, yeah.
He notices you. I'm gonna. Is Theo following you?
Of course.
Okay, so Theo is begrudgingly following you because I don't think he was ready to get up yet.
Oh, sorry, buddy.
Like,
We'll go back
hello. So, hello, dear Violet, and His Royal Highness Theo.
Hi.
This is my friend, and he gestures with his big claw over to the changing man. This is my friend Sirius.
Hi. What are you? I'm 10. I don't know a better way to ask that.
So Sirius, man that just was identified as Sirius, kind of smiles, and you see this big smile under his big bushy mustache. And well, hello, dear. My name is Sirius Lightfoot, and I am a changeling. What are you?
I'm a human, I think. Right, Theo? I'm a human.
Yes. I'm so glad that she went with human this time. Sometimes she just says bear.
I thought about it. I did. So I know in the illustration he's got a not guitar, like lute or something.
Lute, yeah.
Does he have that with him?
Yeah, it's sitting in the chair next to him, the empty chair on the other side of Aldec.
Okay.
So of him, so he's got it and Aldec.
Okay. Can I tell that it's his?
It's probably a good guess
Okay.
that it's his.
Okay. I guess I'll just ask. Is that yours?
Oh, he kind of like looks behind him. Oh, my lute. Yes, that is mine.
Do you know how to play it?
Well, honestly, that's a very good question. Yes. I was about to say, like why would someone own something if they couldn't use it? But that is a very good question. Yes, I do know how to play it. Would you like me to play something for
Would
you?
you please?
So Aldak kind of gets excited and he sits up and he's got his little big claws, on the table, kind of perched, and he's just pleased. You pull up a chair
Mhm.
and sit down, and Theo kind of plops down next to you, and the helmet of the bounty hunter kind of shifts to the side, and you can kind of see your best guess is that maybe he's looking at you guys, and then it kind of shifts back to straightforward.
Okay.
And the elven woman, as Sirius, the changeling man, begins to strum.
Mhm.
The elven woman like slams her hands on the table and goes like, ugh, and then just walks away.
Did she leave her cup?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the most
Yes.
important
It is
part.
not. You can't tell if there's anything in it.
Okay, that's fine.
But yes, she did leave everything that was at the table, and she is wandering off. And Sirius pays her no mind, and he just starts strumming a song. You can make up what that is in your head.
Is it lively? Is it something I can dance to?
It's definitely it kind of starts off a little slow,
Mhm.
and it gets a little bit faster, and he starts to sing. So it could be something you could dance to. But as he's singing, he's telling a story. And as he's telling this story, he introduces a character, and his facial features shift.
Well, that's neat.
And as he sings in his same voice, then he sings as that character, and he shifts into it's a story about a prince and a princess, and so he starts off as the prince and the singing, and then he shifts back to him for the refrain, and then he shifts, and you hear this kind of deep man voice coming out of this like frail princess, like really soft face, um, which you kind of, I don't know if bears can laugh, but whatever a bear laugh sounds like is what you hear from Theo. Like, that is top notch. This spectacle of shifting back and forth has has gotten the attention of both Evie and Timmy, and pretty much everybody that's in the room, to be honest. And they're all just watching, and everyone else is having a good time. Some of the crew are coming out and are listening, and the Sirius is just having the time of his life. And he gets to the final like verse, he stands up, and he just starts like belting out this like incredible ballad of how these two have found love and how their love will be eternal, and just this whole big grand story. And as he goes to sing the refrain, Maverick, Maverick, I fucking God. Sorry. That was almost an hour and a half without a Maverick sighting. Anyway, so sorry.
I love how you describe Maverick as like a Bigfoot, almost a cryptid.
He is a cryptid.
Yes, honestly. So he gets into this final, it's the end of the song. He steps up on his chair and just like starts belting out, and it's just everyone is in awe, and you can see in the kitchen Grimgrub is twirling and swaying her arms around and dancing along with the song. Everyone seems to be having a great time. The only person who doesn't seem to be reacting is the bounty hunter, who helmet has not moved. And he gets to the song, everyone breaks out in applause. He sits back down, and everyone kind of goes back to their business.
That was amazing. Do you have more songs you could do?
He kind of laughs, and Certainly, but maybe not just yet. I mean, we do have a couple more days on this journey, and I would love to sing for you another time.
Okay, I can do that. So, who's that? And I'm gonna point at the bounty hunter.
I appreciate you. And the
I got you.
helmet
Cannot
moves.
control the 10-year-old energy.
Exactly.
The helmet moves again, and and then now it is solely like it's locked in on you. You kind of, because he wasn't really looking at you before,
Mhm.
but now he like fully is. You see kind of a glint go across the where you assume his eyes are. And Sirius kind of goes, well, we haven't formally met. And he kind of turns and he like kind of stands up and he like reaches his hand out and he goes, hello, sir, my name is Sirius Lightfoot, nice to meet you. And then the bounty hunter kind of sits up and kind of just does one of these. The name's Voss.
Okay.
Maverick, stop it.
Boss. Like a boss. I'm sorry!
Let's say if you want spellings for any
Yeah.
of
What?
these.
How do you spell that one?
So Voss is just Voss.
Okay. Okay.
What
So
I
Voss.
thought, like a boss, but boss.
Okay.
So just Voss. The name's Voss.
I'm Violet, and this is His Royal Highness Theodore Barrington. He really likes it when you bow.
Stone face.
He's not gonna do it.
He kind of, you can't hear it, but his body is like kind of shaking, like he's chuckling,
Mhm.
and laughing. So you recognize that kind of laughter. And you're thinking he's looking at Theo, and he goes, the best thing that bear is going to get out of me is a nod. He nods. Yeah, sits back. Theo's
Yeah, I
just
don't
like,
think that's acceptable. I'm
shit.
going to.
Oh, damn. It's going down. The final boss battle.
I'm gonna say, here, I have something for you, and I'm going to go in my bag, and I have the bag of marbles in my bag, and I'm going
Yeah.
to spread a handful of them under his chair, like near where his feet are, in the
Yeah.
hopes that when he stands up, he's going to fall. And then I'm going to jump back up with my flashcards and ask him, would you quiz me? I'll
So
make a
he's
deception
kind of,
roll if you'd like me to.
That's a lot to think.
so he not so sure about that. So he we're gonna back things up a little bit.
Okay.
I would like for you to roll a. Are you trying to be sneaky about the marbles on the ground, or are you being completely obvious they're down there?
I mean, I would say I'm being sneaky, but also I'm like halfway under a table. So it's not like.
Okay, so I am gonna have you roll for stealth.
Okay.
Oh my god, the final boss battle, y'all.
19 plus 3, 21.
Oh, fuck. Shit.
Oh
Okay,
my
and I would like you
God.
to also roll for persuasion.
Okay, I also have a plus 3 on that.
God damn it.
You
Shit.
knew.
I know.
Another 19. 19 plus 3, 21.
All right, so
That's amazing.
he does not notice that there are now marbles under his chair, and he kind of like sits back as you say, can you quiz me?
Mhm.
And he slowly kind of just reaches over and grabs the cards from you,
Mhm.
and kind of tilts his helmet and is holding them in front of him.
You read the card and then I'll spell it for you. Also, Chad is right. 19 plus 3 is 22, not 21. This is why I work in computers, not math.
Felt that.
Listen, I have
Chat needs
said
to
it.
do the math for me.
I do math in my job all day, every day. I am not currently getting paid to do math.
I knew it was probably going to
Damn.
pass no matter what it was. So
I heard 19 plus 3 and thought, fuck, I'm not doing that math. Is literally like she won. That's literally what I got at both times. Was like she won. I didn't do any math. So he's kind of just sitting there with the cards, and so he gives you your first word.
Do you want me to roll again? I think that's how we did the last one.
Yeah. He'll.
I think we just did a straight up and down.
Yeah.
My third 19 in a row.
Shit, dude. I got you good dice.
Apparently.
Like, shit. I never rolled this good. I'm so jealous. I should use the dice I got at the same time I bought yours. I'm not gonna switch dice on you guys. So he gives you your first word. You nail it. Perfect. And he kind of just
chrysanthemum. Anyway.
Yeah, sure. You spell chrysanthemum perfectly. I don't fucking know how to spell that either. You kind of so this happens back and forth. I'm gonna give it to you that you rolled high enough. They're all great. You did good. Good job, kid. Roll for perception for me, real quick.
10. Yeah, no modifier.
As you're talking to him more, you can kind of see a little bit more of eyes as you're like adjusting to the environment. And so you can see like, him expressions, and he seems generally impressed by your spelling abilities.
Good.
So do you just good job, chat can spell chrysanthemum. I'm not gonna spell it back to you.
It's correct.
But do you do this back and forth for a little bit?
Yeah. And then I don't have anything else that I'm going to do there. I'm just going eventually, once it seems like the novelty is gone, I'm going to thank him and then go back to talking to Aldak until he gets up.
Okay. So this goes on for a little bit.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna trip.
I have laid the trap.
I have not forgotten that. Just wait a second. So before we move on, with anything, Kaz, what are you doing? Are
I'm
you
having
still
an
in the dining hall?
crisis.
Were you there for the Changeling for Sirius's performance?
Yeah. I heard music, and then I got kind of curious because it sounded like a bop. So I went to check out what it was, and then I just kind of like, instead of like going inside the I guess vicinity, I just kind of like look from a corner, like if I'm stealthily spying on someone, but I don't know why I'm doing that. It's just force of habit.
Okay. So
like as soon as I saw the person, like I got a headache for no reason, and now I'm just like trying to do some breathing exercises, I guess.
Okay. So I would assume that you're probably pretty far then when you got up close, you saw him shift his facial features as he sang. And I'm sure you feel all sorts of ways about that.
Yeah, that's kind of icky. Ugh. Like one of them Snapchat filters.
So your new spot, would you say you're probably, so I would say that table, if we're looking at the map, which did we put that on Twitter?
I mean, we had good question. I'll double check that while you're doing this.
So and I can screen share it if we need a reminder what it looks like. Sure, I have the right one pulled up.
We did not. I know I've got it saved somewhere.
okay. I can. Let me. Oopsie doopsie. Screen share real fast, and
Okay.
I will remind you of our. Boop, boop, boop.
You need me to drop the together mode?
I don't know. Well, I disappeared, so yeah, probably.
Okay.
Fun fact: the other movie in the hospital was the B movie.
Oh my god.
Now that's torture.
Perfect.
Okay. Do we see it?
No wonder I wasn't healing.
Yeah. Okay. So that is our wonderful ship. It messes me up because I can't see it on our Skype chat.
Oh,
Oh, okay, it's fine. So we are in the dining room here. I would say the table is kind of in this like corner. Do you see where my cursor is?
Yes.
Is this actually
Mhm.
helping? Great. So this is where the table where Sirius was performing. Your guys' table probably was like here-ish. And then I would say, Kaz, you're probably hanging around in this corner over here. The door is here next to this circle. And there's a smaller table over here that is where the frog woman is seated. Stop sharing. Stop sharing. And come back, maybe. I pressed my camera.
Lemur,
Why am
come
I-
back.
Why am I not back?
I don't know. Come back to me.
Ghost lemur.
There you are.
Oh, I was there.
Nope.
I did turn it off. It'll come back. Oh, there we go. Okay, so that's kind of our rough layout. I'll make sure that we post the actual map for
Yes,
reference
please.
later. So Kaz, you are kind of out of earshot of any conversation that is happening where Violet is. Really, the only being closest to you right now is the frog woman. Would you like to interact with her at all, or are you just standing and watching?
I guess I can introduce myself to the frog woman so she doesn't think I'm some weirdo in the corner. Just like observe, like I can make like a little excuses, like sorry, I'm shy. So just like I guess I'll go up to her and be like, hello, I'm just going around introducing myself to everybody on the ship, just for politeness sake. Nice to meet you. My name is Kaz. What's your name?
And she kind of, as you're talking, Finn. She kind of sits up and looks at you, and her big black eyes blink a couple of times. And then when you ask her name, she kind of jolts a little bit, and she reaches down in her pocket and grabs out this rectangular. It looks like an old like cassette player. So like a metal kind of unit. And as she's croaking, you hear the voice come out of the device in her hand. Well, hello there, Kaz. My name is Theron Galgrug. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, nice to meet you. So what is this your first time on the ship by any chance?
Um, I do not get out of the. It's kind of stuttering, and there's a little bit of a static sound, and she kind of smacks it and starts croaking again. I do not leave home often. I have been on many a chicken before.
Chicken.
And she kind of just stops and she goes, chicken.
Google
Chicken.
Translate broken.
Ladies
She
and
smacks
gentlemen,
it
this
again.
is why you pay for a translator.
Damn.
And finally, she smacks it one more time and journey. I am sorry. The word for chicken and word for journey are close in my language.
Ah, I see. I think I deduced that through context clues. Um,
Oh,
um,
good. I hate to sound bitchy. And she looks really like she looks very startled. Rude, rude, rude. And she's just like croaking and just rude. Rude, 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 rude is coming out.
She said what she said.
you said what you said. I'm not gonna
I
say
am
it.
so sorry. I hope to get a new translator presently.
Ah, no worries at all. I understand. Language barriers can be very difficult, but I understand you. You're very articulate.
Why, thank you. That is such a nice compliment.
I was wondering though, did you notice that that person's face kept changing? Is that normal?
And she kind of I don't know why I'm now talking, so I need the translator. Uh
It's
excuse
called
me.
method acting.
Yeah. Uh she kind of like looks over at the table and Sirius, you're now Violet is now getting quizzed by the bounty hunter, and Sirius is just and Aldeck are kind of quietly or Aldeck is now quietly sitting there as Sirius keeps strumming and is nodding his head and answer. It looks like his mouth is moving anytime Timmy takes a breath. um and Evie is kind of just like
Great.
every like 5 seconds she's looking over at Dad like he's still there. Okay, great. um and so Theron, which Theron is Theryn, Theron, and Gulgrug. It's a frog person name. A grung is actually what they are in D&D. A frog person name. Gulgrug is Gaulgrug. Gulgrug.
Okay.
And so I swear to God, how many more characters do I need to introduce you to? 2, so I can actually just give you the whole thing. Okay, noted. She goes, "Do you mean the changeling?"
Yes, I'm a little bit curious about them because I've never seen one in my life.
What was your question? I'm so sorry. I got
Oh,
like just
no,
about him.
yeah, is their face changing normal?
Why, yes, that is what they do.
Hmm.
It is like a special ability. It's like how I can be fully submerged in lemonade, smacks it, water, and be able to breathe.
Ah, okay, so it's normal for their species to be able to do that. Are
Yes.
they all gifted in music?
Music, I don't think so. That is not an inherent species trait. Perhaps that is what he does for work.
Yeah, I can see that. They seem very, very skilled. What about that guy in the helmet?
Her big eyes kind of narrow and thief.
She say thief?
Thief.
Okay.
Perhaps.
Did they
Or
steal something
hunter.
from you?
No, I just have heard tales, legends of armored beings going around the stars, um, collecting things that aren't theirs.
Is it safe to have that person here on the ship with so many family?
Do you have a warrant for your capture?
What? Oh, wait, no. But
Wait.
Then I would presume we are safe.
Ah, I see. Hmm. Do they always wear helmets, or is that an outer space thing?
I would think it would be more useful to blend in with a crowd.
Hmm. Well, thank you for the information. I really appreciate it. I want to talk to, like I said, everyone, but I guess I'm a little shy. I have amnesia, so I don't remember many things, and I'm still trying to get used to everyone. This is my first time meeting someone from your species as well.
Oh, yes. Well, the Gullgrug don't really go many places. We cannot, our bodies, you see, cannot handle light speed travel, which is why I always book a slow going journey.
By slow, how slow are we talking? When are we gonna get to the next planet?
Well, the captain said 4 cycles, and so does your ticket.
How, how
But
long
with
is one
light
cycle?
speed, days. Um, 4 days. Standard what we expect, what we consider as a day. Um, but if we were traveling light speed, we would be there in hours.
So what I'm hearing is
Interesting.
my parents were cheap.
Your parents are.
Yeah, they put you on the slow boat, man.
Damn. Damn,
That's
snail mailed.
that's 4 days to make chaos. Like
Yeah,
They
I have
snail
one
well,
mailed
plot already
you.
in place.
that's like 8 days though, where they don't have to worry about you either, because
That's
4
fair.
on the way and then 4 back. So they're
Yeah.
like, "What the hell is she
They're
gonna do on
having
our
a
ship?"
vacation.
Seriously, they're over there like celebrating. I've already shown myself
Sipping
a
a
handful.
margarita.
Um
Oh, man.
So, yeah. So she just finished saying that if we were traveling light speed, you'd be there in hours.
Interesting. Space travel sure is fascinating, isn't it?
Truly.
I guess I'll have to keep an eye out for everyone here. Everyone seems so interesting.
I suppose. It sounds like you don't remember getting out of the airport often. Smacks it. House.
I mean, your machine wasn't wrong. I haven't gone out of the airport or, I guess, my house very much. But
And
that's why I'm changing it now.
so as you're conversing, the black woman comes up, and in a pause in your conversation, she goes, "Dear, can I see that, please, ma'am?" And she holds out her hand to Theron, gesturing at her translator. And Theron kind of looks at her and goes, "This is my only means of communication." And she's, "Oh, don't worry. I'm a mechanic. I can see if I can fix that. If you let me look at it here for a second, I can look at it and see if you know, what I might need, and then I can go get it out of my bunk and I'll fix it for you like real fast." And Theron kind of looks at her. She just nods
Hmm,
her head. And so now
I can
this
fix
woman
that.
has the translator, and you can keep talking to Theron if you want. All you're gonna hear is rivets.
Rare, rare.
Come on,
Um,
Lemur, are you telling me you don't want to do that but dialogue?
I'm just gonna tell you that she's croaking. Like that's all. I'm not gonna do it.
Croak, 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 croak.
There you go.
Great. 10 out of 10 croak. Also, I agree with Chad. How dare His Royal Highness not receive first class accommodations? That's a
Exactly.
sin. I'm sorry.
My mother gives him no respect.
That's
Listen,
badge.
maybe your parents don't have the money to spring for, like, they got you on a nice ship, like
Yeah.
your room was nice, and they fed you and didn't make you eat dinner.
That's true. I didn't have to eat a single vegetable or a single
No.
thing of substance.
Everything
And
is
they
just
just let me
sugar.
run around. So,
So as this woman is working on the translator, she's kind of taking it apart, and Theron is like kind of like sitting up and watching her, and you can kind of like her big black eyes get a little bit bigger sometimes, and they get a little bit narrower, and she's watching this woman very closely, and she's kind of looking at it, taking apart, like taking out something, like blowing in the cartridge kind of situation, like making sure it's not dust and putting it
Oh
back
my
together.
god, like a Nintendo 64.
And
Sorry.
she
Damn,
kind of
that
looks up
made
at
me
you and she goes, "So what's your story, Greenie?"
greedy.
you
Greedy.
did say you were a natural green.
Uh, um, I thought you were talking to her. I'm sorry. She's a frog.
Are
Alright.
you colorblind too? This girl ain't green. More of a
Well,
yellow.
oh, yellow. Right, right.
I don't know.
Sorry,
The
I'm
lighting.
nervous. Right, the lighting. It's kind of green. My story. I got to the ship this morning, like everyone else, and I'm just trying to, get to know my fellow passengers. My name is Kaz. Sorry if that's what you were asking. My name is
Yeah,
Kaz.
that was what I was going for. The name's Holly. Nice to meet you. See, I did put in some normal names. Uh,
Holly.
my name is Holly. It's nice to meet you. Uh, so what you do, Kaz?
Well, I have been in the hospital with amnesia for the past few months, so I guess you can say not much at the time.
That sounds pretty. That sounds. I'd love a day off. Honestly, like all I do day, every day is just work, 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 work. Like I am so close to finishing my apprenticeship, and like I would just, I would love to be put in a coma for like maybe a week. That would be great. I think that is the amount of rest I need.
Girl, I feel you.
Yeah. Mm. Well, I'm sorry that your doesn't, uh, I guess, care enough about your well-being to give you a small bit of a break every now and then, but I truly hope that you can get that big break that you're looking for.
A break?
You seem like a
Why would I want a break?
like a hard worker, and you don't want to burn out.
Burnout. Make me sound like some sort of candle. That's ridiculous. I'm fine. It's fine. I'm fine.
Are you sure?
Dude, I don't know you. Yeah,
Right. Sorry.
yeah, I'm sure.
Well, regardless, I think you're a very kind, hardworking woman.
Are you putting the moves on me? Like what, why are you being so nice?
Uh, I'm I'm just trying to be polite. Sorry. Like I said, this is my first time out of a hospital in months. I guess I'm a little bit out of practice.
You gotta be military.
How did you know?
The everything about you.
The and I just looked down at my feet.
Yeah, she kind of does like this whole like the everything about you, and then goes back to like fiddling with the fiddling with the translator.
I don't know why, but I'm fixing my sleeves now.
Yeah, you're just she has made you uncomfortable. Um well
Is,
anyway,
is that
since
a
you
bad?
asked, my name's Holly. Like I said earlier, I am an apprentice to a master mechanic. Thank you so much for asking me back.
Oh, oh, right. A mechanic. That sounds very exciting, actually. What's
Yes.
your favorite part of the job, actually? I would to know. Like, I'm a little curious.
Working on droids.
Ooh.
Yes.
Like androids?
Well, yeah, so like similar to the Dusty, that's his name. Couldn't remember for a second. Similar to Dusty, so but like they're really complex machines. I mostly like the at home helpers. Um,
Ooh.
I really like those little ones, like the little like trinket type. But the ones that tell you when to wake up in the morning, and then we'll do little quick searches for you on the holonet.
Oh, that sounds like an exciting job. And you really like machines since you were young?
I'd say so.
I know not everyone is technologically, advanced, and I know sometimes I can be a little bit technologically challenged, but I really admire people who are good with machines. They seem very intelligent.
Oh, thanks. I guess he kind of just looks at you.
The more you think about that compliment, the less it feels like a compliment.
Well, as great as this conversation has been, Miss, and then I'm so sorry I didn't get your name. And she kind of thrusts the voice recorder back in Theron's general direction. Theron introduces herself, and she goes, and Holly takes it back. Nice to meet you, Miss Galgreg. The name's Holly Took. I am gonna go snag some of my tools, and if you want to stay here, or maybe we could meet up in the other room that I don't remember what I called it, the lounge. Like I can get that fixed for you in maybe like half an hour. Theron kind of takes it back from her and goes, that would be wonderful. Um, I will wait for you here. Chicken.
Chicken.
Holly laughs and don't you worry, ma'am. I'll be right back. And she grabs her bag that she had with her small satchel and walks out the door.
She's my favorite Apple technician.
Part of the Geek Squad.
Exactly. But
So
she
at this
seemed nice.
so at this point, Maverick. At this point, people are starting to disperse. The Lizzie kind of somehow manages to get Timmy away from Sirius, and they're headed out with Jeremy following behind them. Kron is now standing talking to Aldak, and they're just chatting, nothing consequential. And Evie has returned to her place in him, essentially. And the bounty hunter is Voss, excuse me, is kind of just sitting there, or has now kind of gotten up, and is making his way towards the door. So people are starting to exit.
How'd he do the getting up?
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
So he did not
The
notice
trap has been
them
laid.
there, and he has been playing 30 questions with, oh boy. So as he gets up, he stands up fine enough, but the second he takes one step, it is like all of your marbles landed in the perfect spot for
And out of 10.
for him to
Thank you.
put all of his weight on them, and he falls backwards, and saves himself, manages to catch himself on the chair behind him, and you can kind of his helmet kind of gets pushed up a little bit, and you can see a humanoid chin protruding from the bottom of his helmet. And as he's collecting himself, he pushes his helmet back down and kind of stands And
Bogus.
wobbles his way away. So he kind of still is very uneasy trying to get away. And everyone else is kind of I'll let you guys tell me how you reacted. Timmy, fortunately for Boss, the Brisbees are gone. So Timmy, there's no
They
reaction
yeeted.
there. Evie and is kind of like quietly like laughing in her dad's shirt, and all of the other adults in the room are very much trying very hard not to react. Like
They're
Aldak
holding their breath.
kind of turns his face and is looking at him. Sirius, same kind of. They're all just like, what do we do? And,
I definitely saw the humanoid chin, and I'm like,
this is like getting more details on him. From the kitchen, the door kind of swings open really quickly, and Grimgrub comes out and kind of helps him to his feet, and they're talking back and forth. So at this point, everyone's kind of dispersing. It is getting pretty late. Your interactions have taken a while. Would you like to do anything before bed?
Can I try like retcon something? When he
Mhm.
falls and there's all that commotion, is the elf woman's cup still on the table?
Yeah.
I want to make a grab for it. Sleight of
All
hand.
right.
wow.
Okay, so yes, if you could do a sleight of hand roll for me, please.
It's another +3.
Okay, it's all right.
OMG.
18 +3.
All right.
21. That's an actual 21.
That's
an
an
actual 21.
So no one notices you snag it.
Mhm.
I would like for you to roll again and tell me if the number is even or odd.
Even.
Upon getting the glass in front of you, you can see that there is like a sip left of whatever liquid.
I want to drink it.
Oh my.
This is going to be how I die. It's going to be poison or something. She's dropped dead like 3 hours ago, and I'm just...
Let's go poison.
But what is the point of getting the cup if I'm not going to use it?
So as you drink it, you are trying to identify what this is. I would like for you to roll one more time.
Okay.
I think I want nope, hold on.
Yep.
History. Roll for history.
Not a great one for me. 17. No modifier.
You're not exactly quite sure what it is,
With a 17?
but it does not have the distinct burn of any sort of alcohol.
God damn it. Fine.
Damn.
But I don't know what it
Cranberry
is.
juice.
It's fruity.
Okay.
It seems to have kind of like a fruity, citrusy kind of vibe.
So what? This lady's out here drinking virgin Mai Tais? Like... Okay, well, I'm disappointed, but I'm gonna pick up all my marbles. Is there anything else I want to do? Let me think about it while Kaz does his stuff. But I do want to get the rest of my marbles back.
Okay, yeah. So you will get your marbles back.
Okay.
There may
Come up
be a
one by one.
situation where you could potentially not get them back, but that's one where, or at least not all of them.
Okay.
How many do you have?
30.
You know, 30. Oh my god.
I put it on my character sheet, and I was very surprised you didn't flag that. But
Damn it. It's fine. It's fine. No, it's good. Yeah, you might, depending on how something goes, you might not be able to collect all them back.
Okay.
But yeah, you'll get them all back. I'll give them that to you. So Kaz, as you are standing there, you are of course watching this. Um, and as that settles down, more people are filtering out. What would you like to stay in the dining car or dining hall, or what would you like to do?
I think I wanna see if I can get even a small closer look at the bounty hunter before. Well, I'm gonna walk past the commotion, take mental notes on everybody, and then slowly start making my way to my room to plan things.
Okay. So your mental notes, so you're just observing what are you observing?
I'm observing, like, trying to remember how people look,
Mhm.
so I can get small details on them, essentially.
Okay, so you're just really studying like their physical kind of appearance and mannerisms and stuff.
And yeah, and since I'm military, I'm trying to figure out if I'm ever in a situation where I might be in danger, if I can take them on or not.
Okay. I'm gonna have you roll for perception.
Is that a 20? Sorry.
Yes, so out of
Okay.
20.
Let's see. I got a 6.
A 6?
Wow. Yeah.
Okay. So as you are sussing people out, you haven't quite decided if you could take either the bounty hunter or the turtle man. You're not quite sure on those, but you're fairly certain based upon or that well, you're not even sure you would be able to take the dragonborn man. I'm trying to remember who was all in there. Truly, probably the only people that you feel like you could take in a fight is Theron, the grung that is sitting near you. You're not quite sure. The vibes of like how powerful the men in the room are unclear.
Mm. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to see how big they are, like physically, so that I can, defend myself adequately if I needed to.
Yeah. So upon first observation, all you're getting is that you definitely feel like you could take on Theron.
Yeah.
And Violet, maybe, only because she's a 10-year-old girl.
Oh yeah.
I do
Like
have a bear though, so
I would say that would be wrong.
I will not hurt
I
her
have
or
just
the
taken
bear.
down a bounty hunter. I'd like to point out, like,
By
Scrappy.
yourself and your marbles.
mhm.
Yeah.
I did not have to use the bear for that gambit.
True. You're
So do
powerful enough.
you? Yeah, he's just watching
Girl
at this
boss
point.
gatekeep.
Yeah. Do you interact with Hi Leia? Do you interact with Voss as he walks by you?
No, because now I'm extra suspicious about him. Like he just gives me bad vibes,
Okay.
and I don't feel comfortable talking to him yet.
Okay.
Like when I have more notes about his personality type, then I think I can take him on, quote unquote.
Okay. So he leaves the room without further incident. Kron says his parting to Aldak and leaves with Evie right, tailing him. And currently the only people left in the room are so it's the two of you, Aldak and Theron are the only ones left in the room. You can hear some sounds in the kitchen of cleaning up. And I would like Kaz to roll for perception one more time for me, please. So roll that 20, and then I don't remember, you don't have any modifiers on that, do you?
5. Wow, I suck today. Another 5.
Suddenly beside you appears Dusty.
Oh, hello.
You did not hear him coming up on you at all.
Huh.
Um, and he is just there staring at you with his big yellow eyes. I assume, yeah. So you startle.
Hi, Dusty. That was your name, right? I'm sorry.
Yes,
Hi.
sir. Thank you so much for remembering my name. I apologize for startling you. I have a message for you.
Oh, sure. Can I have it?
Why, certainly. Thank you for asking so nicely. Her royal captainness has said that she will not have time to talk to you today.
All right. It was to be expected, but
She
thank you for
said
trying for me.
she sends her regrets and says, he kind of like buffers for a second. I'm not
Loading screen.
supposed to directly translate. She says that she will communicate with you soon.
Thank you so much. Then I'll just patiently wait for her to give me a second message. Thank you.
You are welcome. And he
I
kind of
hope you
just
have a wonderful evening.
turns back and looks at you. Why, thank you, sir. You as well. Kind of just walks off.
I just imagine that SpongeBob like squish noise like wait. I don't know why. Anyway, he's a
So
robot. It should be clanky.
as
Anyway.
are you staying in there now? What are you guys wanting to do with the rest of your, what are you thinking? Are we wanting to head into our cabins, or are we wanting Maverick stop?
What time is it?
I would say at this point we're getting pretty late. It's, if you were to look around the ship, you're probably not going to find Evie or Timmy. Their parents have put them to bed, or
I'm
at
gonna
least they're in
guess
their
that
cabins.
I'm hitting the sugar crash soon too.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's
So
fair.
The sugar's wearing off.
yeah, I'm gonna go back to my cabin. I think that this was a successful first day.
Okay. Kaz, what about you?
Yeah, I'm also gonna get back to bed because if I don't have enough rest, then I don't have enough strength, and that is not good.
We know you'll penalize us if we don't sleep.
Yeah,
I will.
I need to sleep because mommy said so.
So you head back to bed, your cabins. You're in for the night, I assume. Okay.
I probably like get inside, maybe get my shoes off, and I'm dead to the world on the floor. So
I took a shower. I brushed my teeth. I put
all
on my
right, pause on that.
pajama.
So you get your shoes off. You kick them off, and as you kind of like yawn to yourself, you can see Theo is kind of like pushing at you, trying to like get you to go to bed. And
Like,
sorry,
go
I
to
didn't
bed,
mean to
child.
make you yawn too. That's funny. And you end up like, like shooing him off. You sit down and you end up falling asleep on the floor. And what he ends up doing is he nuzzles his nose under you and kind of flips his head and rolls you over his head onto his back, and transports you and rolls you back off of his back onto the bed, and you're kind of just like laying starfish from how you landed. And he just kind of quietly, you had set up, there was a bed that was provided for him on the floor, akin to like a very nice big dog bed, and akin, and he kind of he starts to like kind of like turn around very similarly to a dog, realizes that the lights are still on, and kind of he stands up on his back legs and kind of waddles over to the light switch, flicks it off, waddles back, and then promptly also passes out.
The meat cake was too much for him.
It was some good meat cake. So Kaz, you are doing your you're doing your self-care. You are taking a shower,
I did a
skincare, all that.
couple of push-ups before bed.
A couple
Yeah,
push-ups. All right.
couple push-ups, a little bit of exercise to make sure I'm physically fit, and then yeah, hop in the shower and get on my PJs and self-care. Yeah, little spa
Alright,
day,
So as you
Facial.
were doing that,
facial.
I would like for you to roll for perception.
Okay. I'm not gonna see Bloody Mary in the fucking mirror, am I? 20.
All right,
Woo!
so your 20 gets you. You can
A
hear
brand new car?
on the other side of the door, you can hear two voices in a rather strongly worded argument. You can tell that it is a male voice and a female. From where you're standing, you can tell that it is a male voice and a female voice exchanging words in the hallway. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna eavesdrop because, ooh, the juicy goss.
Oh boy, excuse me. I would like
That's
for
exactly
you
how they sound like.
to, yeah. Yeah, my dogs are guest voicing. My dog, there's WrestleMania happening behind me right now. Maverick and Leia are wrestling. That's what the sound is. If you can hear the growling,
Yeah.
that's what that is.
That's a cameo.
They're playing. It's fine. I promise. I would be reacting much differently if that was not a good thing. I would like for you to roll deception or no, not deception. Stealth. Roll stealth for me, please.
One!
You just slam your head against the door.
I'm
Yeah.
so sorry. So as you walk up to
Damn it.
the
It's
door,
like amnesia.
You've
Oh my
forgotten what
gosh.
stealthy means.
So as
My
you walk up to
glasses
the
were off,
door,
okay? I have glasses.
you trip over your own feet. I would like for you to roll for athletics for me really quick.
15. Oh, thank God.
So you manage as you are falling to catch yourself on the frame of the door. You don't smack into the door itself. It does make a sound, to which the voices stop. And you are standing there with your hands braced, just waiting. And the voices pick back up a little bit more quietly. They're probably talking more in a normal tone. And you can't quite hear them, what exactly they are saying.
God, fingertips. I mean, I'm still straining to hear whatever the heck they're trying to say. Like by putting my ear very quietly on the door, but I don't know if I can make anything out of it.
Roll insight. Is it insight? Yeah, roll insight for me, please.
Can I ask a question while they're doing that?
Yeah.
So our doors, is there like a peephole or anything? Or is it just a solid door?
We're about to find out.
Yeah. Oh, 16.
Yeah, so you notice that there's a little hole in the
Oh, that's nice. Thanks.
It's good you're
Wow.
insightful enough to figure out that there's a peephole.
My glasses.
If
I
it
got-
was lower, I wouldn't have told you exactly what it was. He wouldn't have remembered.
the people.
So yes, you notice that there is a hole with light coming through it in your door.
Nice.
And you remember that if you were to put your face up to it, that you could see out.
Right. Okay. So I looked.
So you look out.
Yeah, I look out.
All right.
What's gonna smack me? Are they?
No.
You're gonna look through the peephole and Bloody Mary's gonna be there instead.
No.
No. I promise. It's the people that are arguing. No ghosts. It's not that guy. I'm writing a different campaign that has ghosts. It's not this one. You see the blurry visage of the bounty hunter. You can see that he still has his armor on. He is very recognizable. You do not quite recognize the woman he is talking to. She has photo. I need a photo. Has white hair, in a long braid. Has pointed ears and blue tinged skin. But you do not.
Also an elf? Oh, okay.
No. Roll in roll I'm gonna have you roll for history.
History. 14.
You don't quite remember the name of the species, but she looks similar to the man that was doing the performance earlier. You can't quite come up with the name of that species currently, but you're like, huh, she kind of looks like the guy that was playing the lute at dinner.
Transformed.
They part ways. You still can't quite hear what they're saying. Where are you? Hold on.
Can I tell if they're angry or like? Can I tell what emotional expressions are on their face or no? Not really.
Not on their face. You can't really see like the woman's features. You can't quite make out. But based on body language, you can kind of tell that things are very tense. She from out your. Where are you? There we go. Okay. From out your peephole, you can see that she starts walking towards the front of the ship. And after she is gone, you can't hear her. You hear a door open. You do not see that door, and close. And then after it closes, the room across from you, the door opens and the bounty hunter goes in there, and the door closes.
Literally in front of me.
Yes, so he is in the room opposite you.
Scary. Okay.
So anybody taking notes, Voss is in room 4.
Okay.
Then, because Kaz is in 3, and across the hall is room 4.
But at least I'm kind of, quote unquote, close to my enemy.
You're right across the hall from that guy.
Like, oh man, my neighbor's a bitch. Okay, so I kind of like try to blink, like, and try to like, because I read somewhere that if you close your eyes and try to like think, you can remember stuff, but no matter how hard I think, I really can't. Like, I've been trying this entire time, but I just kind of give up. And I'm like,
Yeah.
All right, that was a lot to take in. I take mental notes that there's some tension between him and that lady. I don't know who the lady is, but they seemed very upset, and I have to keep my guard up, especially around the armor guy. So I guess I'm tired enough that I just like finish putting on like the rest of my PJs and just like plop into bed, set an alarm, all military like, and try to like do deep breathing exercise to get me to sleep faster.
All right.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yes.
With the stuff earlier, could we see what the woman was wearing? Or could we at least see like whether or not she's wearing the orange staff uniform?
She was not wearing orange.
Okay.
So she could be a quote unquote guest.
She could be.
Hmm.
Instead of a-
Well, and like as you pointed out, changelings can look like anyone. So
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Obama, is that?
if that bounty hunter dies after the last thing that I did to him was play a prank and make him like trip, I won't feel bad because he didn't bow down to Theo,
It
but
was rude.
I feel kind of bad.
I only feel bad that he couldn't rectify his mistake.
Oh my god! It was
So
inside of his room with the candlestick and the.
Exactly.
that is the end of day 1. Would we like to continue on or end here? 'Cause we could probably do a little bit. We could probably, I maybe might take us through like lunch the next day, depending on how that goes. Or we can end now. We've currently are at 9:30 my time, so we're almost 9:30. So we're at 2.5.
Yeah. Mana, I know you're tired. I'll leave it up to you.
It is almost 1 a.m.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so with that, we are going to end here. I will tell you that Violet, you sleep through the night. You don't hear nothing.
Yeah, I was tired enough. That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
you had a sip of unknown substance.
Yeah,
that does
that
not
probably.
have alcohol in it.
Yeah.
Chemical X.
So you don't.
Do I wake up the next morning?
Yes.
Okay.
You didn't
Theo
die.
will get you up when the chime for breakfast goes off.
Okay.
It's your butler.
So you will get up the next morning. It'll
Woo.
be fine. Yeah, you were not poisoned. Congratulations.
Despite my best efforts, apparently.
I mean, you can tell it didn't have alcohol in it. So
Yeah, that didn't mean it didn't have poison in it.
why would they poison their guests?
I mean, we didn't know what was gonna happen. This is Mischief. I guess, like poison is more than childish mischief by most accounts, but maybe not.
True.
That's
a kick-ass Kool-Aid you had.
Besides, if I remember correctly, the Karen was drinking it, so she could have made some enemies already.
True.
So Kaz, you on the other hand do not sleep well through the night. You hear everything. You were so on edge from your ordeal, from waking up in the hospital, from getting on a ship that you have no idea why you're on. You wake up to every little sound. I can tell you that you hear, and you start to count them, how many times you hear doors open. So you hear, I would say you hear a total of five or six doors opening and closing. So that would be like a open close would be 1. So you hear like 5 to 6 times that a door opened and closes. You hear some footsteps, but you don't stir to potentially see what you're not, you're tired enough and you're not interested enough that you don't go for it. So for what you know is that there were people up and moving last night.
I have another question.
Yes.
So in our cabins, is there bathrooms? Like, I'm trying to figure out if there's a reason for people to be out.
There's an ensuite bathroom.
Okay.
In each room.
Okay.
People are getting out of their rooms for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
they're going
reason.
to go pee in the dining room, obviously.
Yeah, you show up in the dining
3
room. Yeah. So at least for my personal needs, one would have everything that you need overnight.
Okay.
If you had, from being in your bedroom with an ensuite bathroom. If you're
I'm
hungry or
sure they
something, that's
have
different.
Yeah.
something like a mini fridge in there, right?
They could.
But like
Okay.
no one, like they've already taken into account like what we would probably need based off of race or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like it's safe to assume that there to a certain extent each room is catered to the being that's in there.
Mhm.
Thus, like there's the bed for Theo.
Right.
There would be like extra. There might be more of a tank kind of situation for Theron, or somewhere that she could like heavily like soak herself. Like maybe her bathroom has a tub or something. There's something that she has access to more water. Yeah. Everyone else probably could deal with a standard room, but yeah, there would be there wouldn't necessarily need to be unless you were seeking something specific to leave your room.
Okay.
So this is sus.
Precisely.
Precisely. Oh, that's
Precisely.
so
So
good.
yeah.
Cool. Do you
That
want
is
to
where
tease what we're going to see when we wake up, or do you want to leave it to the next one?
Next time on Dragon Ball.
I will give you
Mhm.
that your morning is quite uneventful. You both wake up in your own times. You both get up. I assume Kaz gets dressed. Violet, do you get dressed or do you go in your PJs?
Out for breakfast. Probably still in my PJs.
Okay. You when Kaz, when you enter, I would assume based on background, you're gonna get there early. With being on military time and very punctual. Correct me if I'm getting the wrong vibe.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Although I question how tired I am though if I couldn't sleep, you know what I mean?
I mean, like you'd wake up for like a couple of minutes but you'd still like that. Yeah, pajama Sam. You're still that internal clock of it. You need to be up now, has told you that, and then of course, then the chime goes off for breakfast, and you go out. So yeah, you're very groggy, very tired. When you enter, you see the elvish woman. The elven woman is sitting at a table by herself. The changeling man. So you've got which the elven woman is the only person you guys didn't meet.
Well, sorry, I offended her
name.
before.
It's okay. I'll just give it to you after this, so I can just start calling her by your name.
She just randomly stands up when he walks in and goes, "Hello, my name is."
Hello, my name is. So there's a spattering of other people. The Sirius, the changeling man, is sitting there. There are some crew sitting at tables. Sitting next to Sirius is Alora, the changeling crew member. She is talking with him. Holly, the mechanic, is sitting there, all kind of eating. So you go and you get your food, you sit down. Violet, as you walk in, you hear the running feet behind you of Timmy, who comes up and has to tell you about his dream that he had last night. And not far behind him are his mother and brother. And as the five of you, excuse
Thank
me.
You. How
Theo.
dare you forget His Royal Highness?
OMG.
I caught myself very quickly.
You did.
As the five of you enter, you see that you are the last to arrive. So everybody else is seated. And you're all kind of, there's the clanking of dishware as people are eating. And I would like for you both to roll for perception one last time tonight.
Let's
my
see
dice.
what the stars have to say.
A 1.
Oh my god.
I am half asleep on the table.
Violet, you
16.
notice nothing.
Where
You
are we again?
Yeah, you are sitting at your table. Timmy is talking your ear off. You notice nothing. Kaz,
I got 16.
you look around and you notice that the bounty hunter boss is nowhere in sight.
Oh. A
And with
body
that-
has been discovered.
And with that, good night. No.
Oh my god, that's cute.
Again, he didn't bow to Theo, so therefore,
Guys.
Hey,
No.
all you know, well, all Kaz knows, you don't know shit.
I'm still half asleep. I'm over here like, Mom, stop talking.
5
All
more
Kaz
minutes.
knows is that he is not there. All of the other passengers he can see. And there are some crew that you can't see, but I feel like that's less weird than
Yeah.
it makes more sense that they wouldn't be at breakfast.
Unless
And with
he's
that,
the type that sleeps till like noon and then
Well, you know where he lives, so
we'll just
I do know where he
to
lives.
we'll just have to play again to find out what's going on with us.
we will.
Oh,
All right.
Yeah.
So that'll end tonight's stream. Next stream is Thursday, 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific. Since we've been doing these only once a week, probably not going to do this again unless Lemur decides.
We'll see where if we are all together on Thursday, I think we could pick this back up.
Sounds
If
good.
not, we'll do something else.
Sounds good.
But I would like to try to keep the party rolling, and I feel well prepared enough that as long as I don't have a bad day on Thursday, which I'm working from home, so in theory,
I
I can have
mean,
a very good day.
you get dog therapy the whole day. So
Dog therapy the whole day. So
That's a good sign.
in theory, we'll do more D&D on Thursday.
Yeah, so tune back in, see what happened to the bounty hunter, who didn't bow to Theo, and clearly that's the reason why he's now dead.
And I am
I
going
love
to
this
send
headcanon.
I'm gonna send Kels the image of the map.
Mhm.
So you all have that. We're gonna put it on Twitter so
Yep.
everyone has a reference to that.
Are you going to update the crew and cast members?
Yes. So I am going to give you so I don't have to worry about forgetting that I didn't get to introduce her.
Mhm.
The elf woman, her name is Gwendolyn Dareth.
Okay.
Her name is Gwendolyn Dareth.
Gwendolyn Dareth.
I will
I call her
send
Gwen
you.
Stefani.
I don't know if she would like that.
I mean,
Oh.
look, you can do anything you'd like. It just may have consequences.
So I
Right.
will send the image of everybody's name because she was. So just note to yourselves that you don't actually know her name. But I will come up with a way. I'm gonna have to. We're just gonna.
Yeah.
Either that or we'll just pretend we knew it the whole time.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, her name is Gwendolyn Dareth. You will have spellings for everybody's names, and then the map for a reference. Not the one that has my notes on it. Certainly not that one.
Well, let me just say that would make it very easy for me to guess what happened. But
Yeah.
Is
Well,
mayonnaise
my notes.
an instrument?
Let's say my notes just have like everybody's room assignments, which
Oh.
currently only have like I even have like crew, like where the crew are all sleeping.
I mean, I think if I remember correctly, I'm sharing my escape pod with the frog lady, who I don't know yet because I didn't introduce myself.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. So
right. Who am I sharing with?
I don't think you know.
Oh.
I don't believe we discussed that. So you don't know. But in his introduction, I believe Eamon was the one that brought you on board. And in order to appease your mother,
Mhm.
told her that Theron, there was a mother who we now found out is Theron.
Yeah.
Is the one that is in the room next to you. So by deduction, I will give you then that Theron is in room 8. So you guys know that Kaz is in room 3.
Okay.
Boss is in 4.
Mhm.
Violet is in 6, and Theo. And Theron is in 8.
Okay.
Those are the current.
Oh, do we know
rooms.
Timmy and his mom too? I
don't
feel like
think we-
Timmy, like, coming out of a room is an immediate, and we know that his mom is across from him.
All right, I will give you that you saw Timmy.
Because he screams no matter what's going on. It would be
Okay.
hard to miss.
So I will.
Actually, for some reason, I thought like an entire family fits in one cabin. You know what I mean? Like if they're a family, like
No, when I talked to him the last stream, he mentioned that he and his brother were sharing a room and their mom was across the hall, and I remember that for some reason.
oh,
That is
okay.
correct. That is.
Okay.
He is sharing. I will give you that you saw Timmy coming out of 7.
Okay.
I will. You do have to take your own notes. I will not be sharing my PDF that has all my notes on it. So
That's fair.
Hey, Kels, can I borrow your note?
My notes look awful, let me just say.
I literally have been writing nothing.
I knew that I was going to want some of this, but
all right,
I'm like that
I
one kid
texted.
who asks to copy your homework right now. I'm sorry. I usually never do that. I've never copied anyone's homework in my life.
Yeah. So that is and purely like that's just for them Scooby doing shit. So those watching, it's less important that you remember where places are.
Yeah.
Or, you know, and we'll have a map for better reference.
Yep.
Yeah, when I remember to do the homework, you can copy mine. So yeah, so we have learned everybody's names. We've gotten some vibes off of people. Yeah, truly, I think the only person you guys didn't talk to was Gwendolyn.
Yeah, because again, I pissed her off so early on with the Changeling dude's song.
I would say that Sirius pissed her off.
Yeah.
So yeah. We have talked to everybody. I don't think you've talked to the whole crew, but you know who they are. And I texted you guys the full thing, and Kels will tweet that for us.
I will.
So I think that is the end of business. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. I know it was a little bit longer. It's so easy once you get into just campaigns that it's so easy to get sucked in. This is why Critical Role routinely will stream for 4 hours a session.
I saw the number and I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, they're 4-hour streams at least, and
They're
it's
so
just
long.
it's so much.
That's
I tried.
Avatar.
They're on campaign 3 right now, and I have tried to catch up, and they're on like episode like 50 something, and I just cracked like 15. And it's like I'm just gonna wait until they come out with a Netflix show for this one.
The Netflix show, let's go.
Either that or I should just watch current. But yeah, no.
Yeah.
So campaigns go long. I appreciate you hanging out with us.
Yeah, wait for our Netflix show.
Yeah, wait for our Netflix show.
Netflix, when are you coming out for us? What?
Come on.
But I promise you that things are going to start happening. Obviously, that was a little bit of a teaser, so thank you for hanging out with the world building streams. I do appreciate it. I put a lot of work into this, and I appreciate both of you playing and anyone listening. So, thank you.
Yeah. Cool.
Nemo's great for GM.
Excellent. So we'll pick this back up on Thursday if everyone's available. So have a good night all. Wash your hands, wear your mask, get vaccinated, and we will be back on Thursday. Bye.
Remember to praise your fellow bear. Praise your fellow